Mark, tell us a little bit more about this car project that Apple had been working on, because officially it hadn't given a lot of details.
Right, so starting in 2014, Apple CEO Tim Cook gave a team of engineers the approval to build a car, going straight after Detroit and going right after Tesla and other electric car makers. Now, after some struggles internally, there's been a change of direction. Apple has put on hold plans to build a car and is now focusing on an underlying self-driving system that could potentially market to other car makers.
Did you see the title I tweeted out for your story, Mark?
No, I missed it. What was it?
Titanfall. I thought it was pretty
Titanfall.
good. Titanfall.
That's a good
because
one.
the unit was called Titan, right? That was the secret name for the Apple car unit. And it seems like from reading your reporting, everything just fell apart. A lack of leadership, nobody could decide on an end goal, and they just basically threw in the towel.
That's right. There's been a lot of things happening since the beginning of this year, towards the end of 2015. Steve Zadesky was a former Ford engineer in a previous life, and then he joined Apple in the late 90s to work on the original iPod, many iPhones and such. He was given the approval by Cook to run this project. Apple's team, called Titan, like you said, hired over 1,000 engineers out of the car industry to work on this. But Zadesky left early in the year. Then recently, one of the head software engineers on the project named John Wright left. Back in May, a guy by the name of Bob Mansfield, who led engineering on many iPhone, iPads, and Macs, came back and really analyzed the progress of the project and decided to turn toward this self-driving platform direction.
All right, so talent is clearly an issue, but you also note in your story that there are some specific supply chain issues that held back Apple as well.
One of the issues about going into the car industry is the quality of components. The yields and margins aren't that great, as well as striking those supply chain deals. It's pretty difficult. In the consumer electronics industry, Apple has been known for being one of the best at really knocking down those deals to get the best screens, the best processors at the cheapest prices and mass amounts of volume. Going into the car industry and striking those deals is a completely different animal in itself. So that definitely was a roadblock, one of many, toward Apple building a full-on, full-fledged Tesla competitor.
Well, Mark, I was originally excited because I thought, well, maybe they could actually do a deal with McLaren, then they could put this self-driving software into a 570, for example. But then your colleague Alex Webb told me the McLaren group really isn't McLaren Auto. Where do you think they would put this kind of technology? Could they work with Ford, for example?
It's very possible. Right now, it's in the early innings. We reported in our story today, according to two people familiar with the matter, at the end of next year, around the fall of 2017, Apple's going to decide what to do. They're going to evaluate the progress of the self-driving platform. And I think over the next few years, we'll see which car makers Apple's choosing to partner with, if any.